Okay, I think I'm done with the setup and good to go. I hope everyone's doing well this evening. For those that are here and are going to pop in later, let's switch over to this screen. And there we go. So, today is day 3 of trying to get this challenge done. Why is it day 3? Because even though I'm not streaming it, I'm still working on it in the background. So, I'm counting those in. How's it going, right? I hope you're doing well this evening. So, I don't have every unit made yet because I also have a job and have a life that I'm trying to live at the same time. So I'm trying to get done as much as I can. But today felt like a really big improvement day. I got every little model, besides the 5 Reavers I was working on before, and this guy, all primed and ready to go. I know I was a bit more in the Discord today. How's it going, Neo? Jake, always good to see your sarcasm here. So, I kind of did something speed-wise for me. I based all these guys in black, and then I hit them with a white primer. I know it's not the best, but for speed in this particular moment, it's all gonna work. Nice to hear that, Dorzo. And Jake says it's real easy, even easier to escape. What? Oh, imagine having... Okay, so, I did record myself doing this and a little bit of explanation. We'll see if I get around to making a video and you guys see in the future. But, yeah, all these guys are done like that. The only one I didn't want to do that with the Walker, only because I think dry brushing will look better on that one. And I thought about, you know, once I did this, then dry brushing white on top of them after, and I realized, wait a minute, that is a huge waste of time if I've already primed them white. So I'm only going to do, like, besides that vehicle, 3 of the characters dry brushing white after, just because I want some of these little spots, and maybe I'll hide away the little white speckle bits here and there. So yeah, the Lieutenant Reaver armor, the Apothecary, and I decided I'm gonna go... I'm still debating if I go with this Librarian or this one. I have this one already painted in Prime, so I could just be like, oh, I'm gonna use this one. I figured this one I can just dry brush. I might spend the day tomorrow getting that one together and going from there. And then these guys, because I started in the past already painting them, I need to now have them match the same color. Or make those guys also be in black armor. But I'm not going to do that because black is for first company. And we're working on 10th company. So, other than that, I hope everyone's doing well. I might step away to get some water. My head is still a little bit light. I need to find my respirator. I did all this priming. I did it in a big open space, but I did it without a respirator, and I regret that now. I also didn't do it with any gloves, but I kind of care less about the glove part. So, let me grab that water, and I'll go from there. I should have done this beforehand. Okay. We're good now. We are good. Don't spill water. That'd be really bad. Okay. Which ones do I want to do first? I think I want to start with the Scouts. Scouts would probably be... We'll make them be the test guinea pigs for what I do. How's it going, Clownfish? I hope you're doing well this evening. Okay. I'm unsure what I'm going to do for the faces and all that for these guys. I don't really have a good paint for that. Okay, what brush do I need? Which one is this? That's a pretty good one. Let's wait on using that. I think that one will work. I don't need a perfect one, and it's a little bit eh. So, okay. Let's get that one shaken up. Oh yeah, what's your idea? What's your idea for your Land Raider? God, I should have pre-shaken these beforehand. Okay. I think this will work. I'm going to be using a Storm Fiend contrast paint for all this. You got a LED and you plan on... Oh, you're going to put some lights inside it? Oh, that's cool. I've seen people do that before, and I think that's always really cool to see, like, little lights and pretty much turn the models into, like, remote control cars and all that. Okay. Yeah. Oh god, where is the biggest... This thing's loaded with paint. Let's just throw it down there. If I get some time in the future, I will definitely add a little bit more detail to these models. But I think for now, I'll work with what I got. I realize not all of these are armor. It's like very little of this model is actually armor, and most of it is like a cloth or pants or skin. So I'll have to switch that up later. You painted the inside before realizing that there won't be any light inside. Yeah, that's kind of the tough part with like Land Raiders or tanks, that they have an interior, but you're never going to see it. So painting it is kind of futile. But I hope everyone is doing well. I know the weekend's coming up, and I hope everyone has some fun plans, at least for themselves. I also hope that those that are down south are doing better now that the storm has passed. And that they're able to get back to their regular lives and all that. Because I think we had someone in chat saying that they were, like, staying in a hotel with their family and stuff while the storm was going on. As much as this probably should be black, it's not the proper backpack. So it's going to be blue. Okay. God, it's been a while since I've painted on the channel. It's been like, what? Almost a month? Something like that? It was actually kind of nice to get some priming and all that stuff done. Normally I end up doing it outside, like on the bed of my truck or something like that, spray painting it, and it is so cold. Like this morning it got to, I think it was -2 this morning where I'm at, and that's not good weather to try priming everything. So I got a little workshop space set up and was able to do a bunch of inside stuff. I'm also doing a little bit of an experiment right now with some models. So I wanted, besides doing these, whoa. Nothing in particular. I'm doing my own custom chapter there, Gil. And trying to get it done quickly in... Trying to get it done in a quick time frame. That is kind of the goal. I still want them to look good for the tabletop. I don't want to have this just pile of mesh paint. But... So... that happens to me quite a bit. I actually went through 2 cans of primer today. I had an almost empty can of black and used that till that was emptied. And then a white one, I'm pretty sure is empty. And all that. It started like half empty, maybe a little bit less than half. And luckily enough, I already had second cans on hand, because usually when I do go buy primer, I'll buy 2 if I'm really out of it. I always recommend making your own chapter when you have a chance to, just because it's a fun way of expressing yourself with the lore and just coming up with your own ideas. But I also know there is a lot of unique chapters already out there that people can paint and stuff. I should use this at a different time. This is not the right kind of brush to be using in this current moment. It's far too frayed. I need to find like a better brush company than like Army Painter. I like Army Painter's brushes. They are really good. I try to take care of them the best I can. But some of them just don't last as long as I'd like them to. This might have to be the one I use. Oh yeah, that's how I'll do the vehicle. Thanks for reminding me. I'm going to actually do that with the airbrush. I have a, I think the airbrush is the way I like doing vehicles. It keeps everything more... It blends well together. That's the word I'm looking for. It blends very well together doing it with a airbrush. Think this is my problem with white primer, is that if you miss any spots, it shows, and sometimes you can be like, oh, I'm done with the model, and then be like, oh, there's a white spot right in this really tough spot, and it's hard to get to, and I can't paint it. Also just realized that these boots are fully not like cloth, so these can be normal. you're realizing you should have painted like the little hover tracks, or is there like a different thing that you could have painted? Okay. Can I get to that hard spot? Or not really? Not really. Ah, okay. Yeah, you like what you like, and if you want to change and do something different, that is fully within your right. I kind of threw this out earlier in the Discord, but how do most of you guys like paint, not paint your models, but before you put the paint on, what do you do for color? Do you do just like a white primer and then go in with your paint? Do you dry brush? Do you do airbrushing? Is like what is the majority that most of you do? Because for myself, I prefer doing a dry brushing and still do the contrast and all that. Hey, Dad, how's it going? Let's see if I can hit that spot there. Is there like a special paint or something that you can buy to make it be a primer? For like airbrushing and all that? Oh, what game are you trying now, Dad? I think I got the boots fully? I think. I gotta figure out how to do a Zenithal highlight properly. It looks good. Oh, you prime them before and then you airbrush the paint. Okay. Because I will admit, I do know with the method I did here, there are a lot of problems. Is it quicker to just prime black and then, you know, hit it with a white primer? Yeah. But like I said before, you do get a speckle effect. Like you see on the pauldron, that's not the best. It's a very weird kind of speckly thing. Okay. Huh. I did not know that. I mean, I knew it made it easier for paint to, like, stick to surfaces or all that stuff. Blob, you say, I do 80% with an airbrush these days, including priming. Oh. Also, by the way, hello, welcome. Welcome to stream. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I fully distract myself. I was talking about this slightly earlier. I am distracting myself, but it is a part of the whole talking about priming stuff. This guy. Also grab this one and this guy. So, I saw in a video while I was scrolling through YouTube, someone used a different primer than black and all that stuff to do their Space Marines. I've done this before for my Custodes, but I figured I'd give it a chance with my Space Marines and see how it turns out for contrast. Now, what I'm talking about is I prime... The person in the video did it fully in the second color. For me, I primed things in black, and then I went and I primed everything in greedy gold afterwards. I've done this with Custodes, and I posted 2 figures I'm going to turn into statues before there. I think this gives it a really nice kind of like bronze color. It does speckle, but I think the speckle kind of works as a plus for it. So I'm going to experiment and see how the contrast paint looks, at least for my chapter color, on these guys. So I'm excited to give that a try. I'm also really excited to paint up Mr. Vulcan here. And I'm not going to paint him like Salamanders. He's going to be a part of my army. So he's going to throw in and look like that. So I'm excited to give those a try. Why, hello, Rory. Are you just barging in here? Yeah? The dog does not like the door being shut. He likes to be able to come in and walk in and out as much as he wants. Blob said, yeah, Vallejo has already used airbrush primers. They're actually really cheap. I'll have to take a look at that. There's a very long delay from YouTube, like 2 minutes. Oh. I'm not sure how to fix that. If that's a upload speed thing or just a in general problem. I think that has been a issue I've heard before. I feel like there is a spot. It looks like it, like right about there. Hey Simon, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay this evening. Trying to get these guys painted up quickly, but also looking good. I'm also being groaned at by the dog currently. He doesn't like it when we don't give him attention. I gotta shut my door. Rory, you're gonna be stuck in here for a sec. Yeah. Hi, bud. I feel that. I feel that, Simon. It's been a while since I've actually done any painting. I've been mostly just trying to build and all that stuff here, but it feels good to have a brush in my hand again and try to paint these guys up. Oh, you meant like it's for chat? Oh yeah, that has been brought up before. I think that's just a delay thing for YouTube. I do have like 3 ways of looking at chat currently. What camp would you put your painting aesthetic in? You heavy metal, grimdark, psycho richer, gray freehand? I don't actually know. That is a very good question. I don't know what I classify myself as. I don't paint in a grimdark style really at all. As much as I'd like to, I like seeing the colors kind of pop and be vibrant when I look at stuff. I try to freehand as much as I possibly can for myself, just so I can keep working on my brush skills and get better at it. Although there are some products I do want to buy that would make my time quicker. What? Like I forget the company name, but they make a plate that you can put paint on, then you scrape it, and then you take their stamp, and you then take that paint and you stamp it onto like the shoulder pads and stuff. It's supposed to be for like doing letters and chapter symbols and all that stuff. I will start with the boots. I haven't really even heard of these styles either. I'm gonna have to look up like heavy metal and the psycho one after this. I'd just say I try to paint in my style. Whatever works for me is what I try to do. Kind of wish I started with one of the other Space Marine models now than the little neophyte scouts I got here. Because I just want to start, like... I just want to put a bunch of paint down one color all the time and not be too finicky about it. And I feel like I'm being very finicky with this. I guess it's also a good thing because I'm paying attention. Is it a little bit more than you thought it would entail, Clown? Because you got to think about like the batteries, and then replacing the batteries, and then the wiring and all that stuff. That is true. It is a big part of the painting and all that. That is very true. You forgot to add parts for turning it on and off. So is it just currently on fully, or is it like not on at all? I haven't done any painting in so long that I forgot how much fuss it is. I know once I start doing it again, I'll be fine. It's just like when you take a break from something and you forget how long it takes you to actually do that, you just forget. Oh, did I do the back on any of these other ones? I did. I wish I had a helmeted version of these scout models. I feel like I was calling someone else Grim earlier. Do I have a chapter symbol? No. I have one in mind, I just keep forgetting to draw it. I need to sit down and actually draw the chapter symbol. But it's good to see you here, Grim. I guess Game. Game is the other... Oh, Gil. Gil was the other person. I don't know. You could use a twist switch on the Hunter-Killer missile? Oh, that could be interesting. Twist it one way, turns the lights on. Twist it off, or twist it the other way, turns it back to being off. I think that'd be cool. Do, do, do. I've talked about the chapter symbol before, though, Dead. It is because I am a fan of Monster Hunter, and that is pretty much the idea that my chapter's homeworld is coming from. It is like Lagiacrus's skull with a sword going through the top of it is what I have pictured for the chapter symbol. But I don't know if that actually matches with their name, because my chapter's name is the Executioners of the Abyss. So would it be better to make a symbol that matches the name? I'll have to sit and think on that. I think I'll still say that's my chapter symbol until I come up with something better. It most likely is, and that's why I would love to get, like I talked about earlier, like some of those plate stamps. I think it's made by like something Goblin is their name, and they have like a dragon head. So I'd want to use that and want to like then pretty much just stamp the dragon face on and then stamp the sword over the dragon face, or do the sword and then the dragon head. It is, I will agree, complicated to paint, but I'm hoping it would look good. Goblin Hobbies. Yep, that is exactly the company I was thinking of. Goblin Hobbies. I just don't want to spend like a bunch of money on all the plates when I really only want like one or two specific plates. I wish they made it so that you could get different... I wish each plate was sold separately. Okay, I got that side. And I did get that one. Your emblem is the right hand holding lightning. Yeah, if you got a picture, throw it in. It's all good, Grim. How's it going, Leaf? Hope you're doing well. I hope everyone here is doing well. Let's see. I think I also unironically kind of based my chapter's colors off of like the Legaia Chris and all that stuff. Ooh, that's a good name. I like that name. Violet Rose. Well, good for you, Grim. I'm glad you got another customer lined up. I've been debating about actually doing commission stuff or not. I'm just unsure how to advertise myself. A Violet Rose would be more suited for it'd be suited more for Space Marines. Violet Rose as like the color might be better for Sisters of Battle. Rory, I'm not opening the door for you. You're locked in here now. You're locked in here, Bean. Fine. Ooh, I actually have done that with one friend, Grim. I don't charge them. Because I want them to play Warhammer. They like Chaos. I paint their Chaos models when they're done building them. And all stuff. What else do people say? I will check it out in a moment. Dead and all that. They said you found more Usame Primarch art. It's time for Gold Ship and Jagatai Khan. Oh my. And then Light said last month you tried the Army Painter. You don't think you're ever going back to Citadel except for like Warplock Pro? Yeah, I tried Citadel, and then once I started using Army Painter, it was a huge switch. I'm like, I'm never going back to Citadel. I used to go to Citadel just for the contrast paints, and even the Army Painter speed paints are better than the contrast paints that GW has. Now, every paint has their place and has their use. I do have a bunch of Citadel ones that I will still use. Like I have Wraithbone that I will be using on the Apothecary. I have some colors that are better from Citadel than Army Painter. So I do switch and like to mix it when I have a chance. What do you mean by reactivating? Let's see what else. For a Sisters of Battle army being called the Purple Rose, maybe. Could be possible. Grim also says, also, if we are discussing custom chapter symbols, your Blood Angel successors, the Crimson Heralds, is the blood drop with the wings on one side, and the blood drop is coming out of a feather pen. Well, that is actually a really unique one. That is very unique. I think that is all that there. Also, I'm pretty sure he's here. Jake, if you're still here, I did look up that person, or I looked at the channel that you sent yesterday in the Discord, or I looked at it today. Yes, they do sound like me. I think they have a deeper voice than me, and they're a lot more professional than I am. I am nowhere near professional as that person. So, I enjoyed it. I watched their stuff a little bit while I was doing some priming. Let's see. You base with speed paint, let it dry, and then when you come back and try to wash or layer up the base coat, softens and tears or muds up. I haven't had that problem yet with any of it. Usually what happens when I use speed paints is I end up going over it with a acrylic paint later, just because I want a little bit more color or depth here and there. And that's just a choice. The only ever problem I've had with some paints in general, and it really depends on their thickness, is it when I touch it and it going away just by the touch of my finger. Because I don't varnish, I think is it? I don't varnish any of my paints. I'm tempted to, but if I ever like decide to repaint something, it might not work well. It might not remove as well as what I currently have. And for those curious on like what I use to remove paint off my models, I use a product called Simple Green. It is a cleaning product. It does not damage the plastic, or if you leave it in there too long, it will soften it a little bit up, but it will not remove the plastic off the model. So that's what I personally like to use. Doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. And sometimes I have to give it a few more baths to get all the paint off. Not all of it will come off. Yeah, I got a little... I used to have a whole bottle. Now I just use a mason jar. I know it's an odd color, but that is what I use. Leaf says there's a post on Reddit of one of Haru and Sanguinia's art piece, and someone left a comment saying Haru death left such an impact that it somehow spanned other franchise. Dude, I love Haru, like, as the horse. Like, in reality, I love it. It's amazing. The anime character, love her to death. She's a precious little cinnamon roll, and nothing bad ever needs to happen with her. I was actually just getting into, or I don't watch Uno or play the game or anything like that, but I do get like some shorts here and there, like learning facts about the horses. And I was like, oh, I might like send some like grass to like Haru because I want to. And literally the next day, I pop up as like, Haru is dead. I'm like, what? No, before I even had a chance to do anything? The universe did not want me to support Haru. I don't know. I don't want to go anywhere further down that line. But it's not the first time I've had the thought of like, oh, I want to do this. And then like the next day, like, oh, this thing's no longer available. I'm like, what? Why are you showing this to me? You love that the fan base has adopted her and Reichauer as their daughter. You mean like 40K fan base or like fans of the horses in general? Venture Bros. Okay. Oh yeah, the Venture Bros. I've not seen the show. I have it. I'm one of those people that I know I'm not going to see a show, so I will spend time watching it on YouTube and like watching like, oh, here's a timeline video, here's some theory videos, all that. Venture Bro is a good show. Brock Sanson, a great character from like what I've seen. I'm sure if I watch it, I'd be like, oh, not so sure anymore. And Leaf, you were talking about the Uno Musume fan base. God, there was another channel I was watching, and the guy doesn't like Uno Musume, or at least he didn't enjoy. He was like, "What's the whole point about it?" And then he like saw Haru, and was like, "Oh, I'm going to like make Haru be the best racer possible. Like I'm gonna make her win and all that stuff." And he did. He bred like the best Haru he could. And then, like you said, so if you get two sources of +1 to hit, does that stack or is it just a +1? Oh, I don't know. That's actually a very good question. Oh yeah, Henchman 21. That's another good arc to watch. He's another good character. Here we go. How well does speeder contrast paint work through an airbrush? Does it not work too well? I heard like it kind of loses its ability of being a contrast paint after going through an airbrush. It does if you get a +1 hit and a +1 on ballistic strength. Oh, it works pretty well. Okay, I might actually try that on some other models. I'm tempted to be like, I'm grabbing my little airbrush and just getting all the blue down on these guys, but it might not actually turn out as well as I hoped. Plus, then I have to do a lot of cleanup. Okay. I mean, I will admit my airbrush is not that good. I have like a cheap $20 one I bought off of Amazon just to like test and get better with an airbrush. So it's good for using with vehicles, and I've used it on a couple models, but I can't do like the little precise stuff like I think most people does. See, Leaf says Tau is able to get a +2 to hit through heavy and their faction ability. Heavy gives +1 to hit, and FTGG gives a +1 to battle strength. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm probably going to be playing again. So, I scheduled a game with this army already to give it a little test run and see how it'll work. I'm expecting to get fully, like, wiped and all that stuff with this army, but I'm going to be playing against it with Tau. I know what my opponent's bringing for a list, and I just know in general Tau is going to wipe this army so fast. Hey, Table, how's it going? I will take a look at that in a moment there, Grim. I will admit, when I use actual airbrush paint, sometimes I thin it, sometimes I don't. I've been able to actually thin out regular acrylic paint enough to like let it go through the airbrush, which has worked out really nice. It has opened my variety of color heavily. Okay, let's see. People were saying they posted things on Discord. Oh, that is a cool symbol there. I'm looking at, it's Brumal in the Discord. I think that's dead. And then that is another cool one there by it's just H in the Discord. I think that's Grim. Yeah, it is Grim, because Grim just shared with me the airbrush stuff, which those look really cool as well. It's a very cool Dreadnought to begin with. I like the colors too. Very interesting. Very interesting color. Like color scheme. I haven't really seen that like red and purple and black combo before. You know what color is going to be really satisfying to paint on this model? Black. It's going to be not anything crazy. I just know that these blacks I have work really well at allowing the lighter color underneath to shine through. So I think it's going to look really nice. Blood Angels have a really cool aesthetic, I think, and their Primarch is definitely one of the cooler Primarchs. You are welcome, Grim. You wanted the purple to speak toward the nobility of the Blood Angels, and the black has a double meaning for the contrast. Mourning of Angels in the Black Rage. Yep. And then Leaf said, I also love that. I love that the anime symbol, I'm going to butcher that, as art of her. Oh, you're talking about Umumusme again. I feel like every time you pop in, I gotta learn about Unamusume to like keep up with the conversation a little bit. Horace, you ruined my painting, Horace. Oh, that's funny. I like that. I give that a good 8 out of 10. You know what? I'm also gonna bring back. Where is it? Where is he? I'm bringing back Mouse. For that, Mouse is back. Well, I figured I do know most of the horses in the anime or show or game and all that stuff are male. Haru's the only one that I know that is not male. They were actually female. Oh god, Ugh, excuse me. You have no clue what legion your chapter comes from? It comes from whatever legion you want it to come from. That is your choice there, Light. You know, kind of thinking back on a couple things. I probably should go to my friends and be like, yo, if you build these, I will paint them for you. I've said that before, and they're like, nah, I kind of want to paint it myself. And I'm like, no, seriously. I want to play with you guys. Get these built, and I will take the time in painting them. You know what colors you want them to be. Sorry, I'm getting myself frustrated. Because I have some guys that I really enjoy hanging out with that I think would enjoy this hobby as well. And they all have models. They just don't have them built. But the thing is, they're all Magic the Gathering players. And they care about Magic way more than other hobby. I'll be fully honest. I really don't give a crap about Magic the Gathering. I only play it to hang out with them. I really don't enjoy it. I do it just to be able to hang out with my friends. And I really want them to try my hobby and all that stuff, but I don't think any of them ever will. That's my little rant right there done. I'll be seeing them this weekend and I'll like bring it up to them. I've been trying to be good about not pushing it on them anymore, like when I first got into it, just because it's tough. Okay, what are you guys talking about? Oh, that'd be interesting to see, Grim. Convert some Primaris into Night Lord-ified models. Oh, isn't the new, like, Kill Team box coming out relatively soon? That's Night Lords versus Battle Sisters? I remember seeing that and thinking, like, oh, I want those Sisters of Battles. Because I think most of them like are carrying a sword and shield or something like that, which I would throw that in my Knight Army. I'd be like, oh yeah, these are my Sisters of Battle unit, and it's just all like sword and shield guys. Well, girls, not guys. They're not. Yes, they are Night Lord painted. They're like these weird demon looking models, but I think they're meant to be like Night Lord looking and themed. It could be a new updated it might be Raptors. They could be Raptors? I mean, okay, I will be honest. Or not honest. In my opinion, in my full opinion, I think Iron Warriors also count as being edgy. Rory, you've already done this once before. What is up, my boy? I will admit, if I had to describe high school me in any... If I had to describe one particular attribute of myself in high school, it would be edgy. I was always called edgy in high school, and because of that, I connect more with the Iron Warriors in that aspect. Because I think for myself, I will bitch and complain about something, but I will get the job done. And that I just connected with quite a bit. So it's why they are my favorite Chaos Legion. Dantiok. I gotta read some books with him in there. But if I remember correctly, he's the only loyalist Iron Warrior that we hear about in the Horus Heresy. Yeah, I'm gonna skip over that part for him personally and just be like, he's cool as he is. Okay, should I continue with the blue and move over to the Reavers? I probably should. Rory, you keep opening my door, and I want it shut for a reason. You didn't miss much there, Ando. You did not miss much. Okay, unironically, you guys talked about Dantiok summoning the Tyranids, and then Ando shows up. So, I guess he's still summoned the Tyranids in a way. Yes, Mouse is back for now. Yeah. We'll keep doing the blue. If I don't work tomorrow, I'm going to start priming some of the Tyranid models I have. Because those... I got a few models built up and they need to be primed. I also got the kill team terrain for them, and they need to be done too. Table? Can we not have facts about eating rats? If you want Mouse to stay on screen, we need not to do that. No, if you want to do that, it's up to you and you're fine. Mouse is there for when you guys are good, and Mouse goes away when you guys are not good. It's allowed if it's a fun fact. Yeah, but I feel like once we start the whole thing... Okay, you're on thin ice, Table. You're on thin ice. You know what? For that, I'm removing one of your legs, and you're now a three-legged table. Servitor duty! No. You're not at that... No one here is ever going to get servitor duty. See, Grim said, I love the body horror. So your bugs are flesh tone blue eyes with black chitin with red dry brushing. That's actually a very interesting scheme. Table can get his leg back at the end of stream. I mean, that's only if you're a stool. Are you a stool? I don't think you're a stool. I think you're a proud table. Be a proud three-legged table. Then Ando says, all your bugs have pale white skin, blue eyes with various shades of green, chitin, and little plant bits on them. Yes, you do. You've actually posted them in the Discord before. And I thought they were really cool. You're telling No, I understand you're telling Grim. I'm just saying if Grim wants to see them, you posted them before and he can go check them out there. I'm not trying to, like, diss your guys' conversation. I'm just trying to add in with my own little 2 cents. But I'll take my 2 cents somewhere else. I lost my leg in the war of the tyrant. Leader Swampcraft attempts to ban rodent consuming. Well, I wouldn't have to if you weren't trying to eat my pet. Oh no. Someone get the Inquisition. They really are, Gil. They really are starting to sound like that. Wait, you like stealing jeans? Listen, you need to stay away from my pants. My pants are not for stealing. How's it going, Leo? No, I'm not doing Ultramarines. I'm doing my own custom chapter. And I will show an example. This is the color scheme I'm going to be going with. I'm trying to get a small little scout force done within a week. And I still have like 5 models left to build, but I'm trying to get the majority of these guys painted to be tabletop ready, because I think if I just got 5 left, I can be quick. Swamp, after you took away biomass, the baby Ripper began to starve. I've already lost 56 of them and counting. I had to take out a freaking loan for biomass. You know how hard it is to find those? Well, we're not supposed to be feeding the Rippers. We don't need the little Ripper swarms. I know they're cute, but they're not meant to be pets. Do you know what they grow into? Listen. I already deal with the flesh servitor, the pupper in my workshop. I don't need a bunch of little Ripper swarms coming in and trying to eat my supplies. No, they don't turn into adult Rippers. They turn into Hormigons, and then once they grow big enough, they turn into Hive Tyrants. It's Kremlin rules, right? You don't feed them at all, and if you can, burn them with a heavy flamer. Leo, I hope you're doing well. I hope things are well over in Denmark, and that you're able to stay warm this season. Jake, you're fine. You only comment when you have something of interest to say. Meaning, you come in saying sometimes the wildest stuff. I'm personally okay with spiders, as long as they stay a certain size. Table, I don't think that's enough, but I will take the tuna and port. I will double check in a moment, Leaf. Let's see. Someone added me. Okay, I just looked at what Leaf said. Holy crap, that's amazing. I love that. Why does it look like she's got chaos spikes on her armor? Also, Jesus Christ, her chest. What do you mean by that, Leo? Someone in the world still has the ability to warm us up. Like, is someone holding all the heat in your country? And then Grim says, I have converted a handful of Nid warriors into half spider warriors. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Well, I think that's a cool model. I don't like that as a reality thing. Don't give him biomass. Burn him. Burn the Hive Guard. What am I missing? There we go. That is now an interesting question in my head. Out of all the horse girls, which ones would be traitors and which one would be loyalists? I'm trying to think, do I do a black mask or a white mask for this guy? Wait, you dealing with, what was his name? Freeze Miser or something like that? There was like Heat Miser, Snow Miser. His name was Snow Miser. Please someone, like, know what I'm talking about when I say Snow Miser. If it's a Tyrannid, yes. If it's a Tyrannid. I don't even know them. Are you okay in the head? No, I don't think I am. I personally don't think I am okay in the head. I try my best to be human, and some days that's hard. I'm curious what this Big Terry is now. Well, Ando, you will be missed, but I wish you the best. I'll be sad not to see your Tyranid models anymore, but it's understandable. A large human named Terry. Okay, I'm kind of going to guess here. Is Big Terry a bird? I kind of want Big Terry to be like a little bird that's just flying around Jake's house. Molders aren't... that's the beauty of it. We are not sane, but we know it. You will replace him as Bugman. Oh no. They're multiplying. And one of these days I'll get the Tyranids back out and build and paint some more of them. Because Tyranid models are cool. I should play Tyranids at least once. Or more than once. I should get the army, like, built up and actually usable. Rotundus Victorious? Yeah, I'd say that definitely qualifies you there. I did like your name for Violet Rose you said earlier, Clown, but whatever works. I know you also said you came up with a chapter symbol. Finally, I would be down to see that if you have it. Like, ever made or something like that. Naked mole rats? No! I mean, if that's what Cloudfish wants, then yeah, but I don't like the implication of a group of muscled, superhuman space marines being called the Nickemorats or Biggest Dickus. Okay, unironically, I actually thought about that scene, and I was kind of thinking like, oh, what if I named my kid Biggest Dickus actually? Like, how much would that kid get bullied in school? Okay, this is a scenario I was thinking like, I name my kid that name. He gets bullied. He somehow meets like this person being like, "Oh, what's your name?" "Oh, my name is Biggest Dickus. My father thought he'd be really funny." And like, "Oh, you're named after that skit." And they're like, "What?" Like, "Yeah, you're named after this like really funny skit." And then like they fall in love and like end up having a family together. God, what are you guys talking about? Also, for any who want a free lesson, use UHU tube glue with a toothpick and add it to. Oh, okay. And then, God. That derailed quickly. It kind of did. What should I go with? Should I do a white mask or a black mask for the Reavers helmets? I'm like 50-50 on either one. When I say white, I mean like a bone white mask. Table. You're named after that skit. Gets married later. What's your idea? This guy. This guy. Blooming Wrath. That's a very interesting name. Okay, Jake. I must ask. Is Big Terry a large man in your house or a tiny bird that flies around? Even better. I love that. Okay. An image popped in my head about Big Terry, like the raccoon and all that stuff. Do. Oh, that's not fully glued down. I need to find an image real quick. once I have a chance. Animal control released him in the forest near me, and now he's back at it again. This sounds like a finable offense. It sounds like a very finable offense where someone's going to come in and say, my badge, and it's just going to be the middle finger, and you'll have to pay whatever fine they give you. If you know what creator I just referenced, you are an amazing person. Okay. If you have those yellow fishish pauldrons, how about Master Chief, like... you have to fight him sometimes because he keeps trying to get in your compost bin? Okay. I'm going to pull up an image. Okay. I found an image, or I found the image that I was thinking of. God, what are you guys talking about? So in my head, when Jake says, okay, I now know the context is a lot different now than what I was envisioning, but I was picturing like Jake saw this raccoon and this is like what he chose for like his Pokemon journey. Let's see if I can find my brush. Take my brush. Like, oh, Jake, you got the raccoon Pokemon. That is your starter for your journey. No. No. My thought is that you had a bird that was getting out and flying around, and that's what you named Big Terry. That's what I was thinking. But then when you said raccoon, I was like, oh, it sounds like that image I saw, like, going around of people like, oh, this is, like, the U.S.'s Pokemon stuff. Jeez. I forgot. That was not intentional. We're going to put that right over here. I mean, is the raccoon that bad? It just sounds like you're putting things in your compost pile that you shouldn't be putting in there. That's attracting him. It's a closed compost bin. Still, there's something he wants to get in there. Thought I had that glued on, but I guess not. Do. Could have sworn I had this guy glued on. I guess not. Actually, I am going to stop painting that guy and get him glued on. Okay. I'm going to take that off and let that dry before I continue with that, which that's a little bit annoying. F21 return, not F421. Oh. Goodbye, Grim. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Best of luck at work. There is always plenty to paint. There's always so much to paint. God, this is an impossible challenge. Trying to get this done within a week. Because I'm realizing on how much painting I actually have to kind of do for each of these guys. God, I'm only 2 hours in and this is how far I'm in. Oh my lord. I'm gonna have to go to bed at a reasonable time, and Saturday, or God, I want to go hang out with friends tomorrow, but I think I gotta spend time doing this. Might spend my Saturday just all day painting. Goodbye, Leo. Get some rest. You just realized that all the blue borders, not as big slash small as each other, you triggered your autism? What? What? All the blue borders are not big slash small as each other. And it's... What? What? I'm confused on what I did. What did I do? I don't even understand. Oh, it's not even. What? Oh, wait, are you actually talking about the stream borders? Oh my lord, they're not. Is that better? And then... maybe? No, I'll just take this away. I'm like trying to tweak it because I'm trying to make it even for me, but I don't know if I can. Is that? Yeah, every single stream it's just been that style. I'm not sure how to set it up. Like, I'm physically moving it with my mouse, trying to like make it angled properly. And then mouse is gonna go. See, that's the problem. Like, there's only certain like levels that I want to be stuck with. Mouse, you can actually come over here. And then let's... oh, there we go. There. It's hard. I don't know why it doesn't want to sit where I want it to sit, but that's just where it wants to be. So, I don't know if that's any better now. Honestly, I should get like a little workshop table on here and just set it like right where my guys are sitting. Probably because I was actually away from my mic and not leaning up close to it. What's up, Java? Wait, Swamp, in the future have Mouse be us live chat. It'll be perfect. Oh! I saw something like what you were referencing earlier from, the streamer that Jake shared with me. So they had their little icon be the, like, messaging stuff. So, like, so what you're saying is have, like, Mouse have a speech bubble, and you guys are the speech bubble that's going on through. And then have another one that could be like Twitch or something that's got another speech bubble. That'd actually be doable. That'd be a lot better than the computer. I did the computer just because I wanted to keep it kind of 40K-ish, but honestly, I like the mouse idea a little bit more. I got one problem with that, though. I feel like I would be stealing from another creator, because again, that same one that I'm referencing, they have a little, like, mouse person in their pocket. And I don't want to steal that from someone else. I feel like if I guess I wouldn't be stealing, but... did I get everything? No, I didn't get his other arm. $40K mouse, but still cute, of course. I could try. Give him like a little cybernetic eye. Actually, I do need to redraw a mouse at some point, because the current image from mouse I deleted off my computer. So this is the only iteration of him that exists. So I need to find some way to recreate this image. Did I get... I didn't get all these corners yet. It's like some parts that I'm seeing like, oh, this hasn't gone paint yet. And they're just the tiny little spots. Servo skull mouse? I mean, yeah, it could be possible. That's actually possible. I mean, I have a Servo skull image already that I use for a friend when they're on. Actually, I haven't streamed with any of my friends in a while. I probably should schedule something with them. Not that you guys aren't entertaining and stuff like that. It'd be nice to also chat with some of my friends while I do this. It's all about chilling and hanging out. Okay. It's not perfect. Are you glued down now? You are. So I'll finish you up. And go. Go get some rest, clownfish. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning for you, go get some rest. And all that. I need to like get, so at the workshop I need to get Wi-Fi set up there. One, so we could do some other craft streams besides painting and all that stuff. But I also realized today that the table I have set up for a workshop table is big enough to run some 40k games on. And it'd be much better, it'd be nice to have a bigger space to run larger games at than just my kitchen table. And it'd also be nice to have a large setup for that. So it'd be kind of cool to have some in-person 40k games. What's up, F10? Hope you're doing well this evening. Yeah, I set up a little like workbench table for myself. It's really just like a tabletop sitting on 4 cinder blocks. Well, technically a 12 sitting on 12 cinder blocks. But it's high enough that I'm able to do all my project stuff on it, and it's like so it's a tabletop with a 4x8 sheet of plywood on top of that. So I'm not doing any like crazy work stuff on it. It's just a table to like set things down on and have a little workspace. Tableist? What do you mean I'm being a tableist? What is a tableist? Oh, you're talking about F10. Oh, jeez. I thought like you were saying something about me again, like triggering your autism. Let's clean that off. Ooh. Okay. I am going to go use the bathroom, and I will be right back. We're actually going to switch to the BRB screen. I will be back. I'm just going to go to the bathroom. Mr. Ruby. Not again! Not again! You guys have done this before! Oh my lord. Okay. Mouse is going away. Mouse is going away. And you know what? I'm gonna mess with, and we're also gonna make chat go away. Chat's gone too. Okay, you guys can come back. Consumable rodent, no. No, it isn't. I'm right. Oh god. Okay. I want to be spiteful for what Jake just said. Jeez. Okay. You guys have your fun. You keep doing what you're doing. Keep being entertaining. Also, F10, what would you prefer to be called? Because I feel like saying F-104G would be kind of a mouthful. Is there a better name? I have seen it. Why are we referencing it? Depression +1 permanent. Jeez. Starfighter? I can definitely say Starfighter. I just gotta remember to call you that each time. That's the name of the plane. You don't know Icebreaker? That's a hell of an icebreaker, I guess. Is that like what you tell people when you want to talk to them? Like, hey, have you seen the video of like Kermit doing a McChicken? Hi, how's it going? My name is Jake. That is a hell of a conversation starter, I guess. Indeed, that's what you do. You have 37 restraining orders. Let's make it an even 38. You know what this chat reminds me of? This chat reminds me of the characters from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And that's honestly a little bit... No, it doesn't. Some people here remind me of that show. Okay. Well, I'm gonna show my door again because Mr. Beanie Boy. How would I describe that show? It's a show about like 4 mentally deranged people trying their best to prove they're better than everyone else, when in reality they are not. I'm being gaslit here. I'm being gaslit by my own chat. That's not good. I mean, I'm not calling us friends at all, Jake. I'm just saying in the show, that's what they are. Actually, I forgot. You guys are just the voices. They're not even real. I am just sitting here by myself pretending I'm talking to somebody. I apologize about that. Your previous comment table took me for a loop. Your parasocial one. I've been sitting here just kind of thinking to myself for the past second. I'm like, damn. Damn, he's right. My take on biomass. I like being biomass. I don't want to be consumed as biomass. I like being a living, breathing form of it. But not, yeah, your comment took me for a loop because, like, there are some aspects of myself that I have that, or maybe, like, some parts of it. No, I don't think anyone likes being gaslit. No, not one bit. Don't you start here. I ain't starting this. Yep, you got me. I love it. I love it to tune in, comment, and back. Ba, ba, ba. I gotta remember, I can never trust you guys. You're always out to get somebody. Okay. Why can't you trust us? Because you like to gaslight people. Nah, it's... Yeah. I am of the strong belief that the community that you bring in is the energy that you put out there. And now it feels like, oh, if I got a bunch of gaslighters, I'm like, oh crap, here we go. This is going to be interesting, so that's where I kind of stand with it. How could one just... By hiding it? Oh, jeez. I think I'm going to have to call in the Inquisition here and have them investigate this table. One, I don't know why this table's talking. Two, it's consuming rats, or talking about consuming rats. So, that's a little bit concerning. It also said earlier that it wanted my genes. That was very concerning right there. I think the problem is I don't have anyone that is an actual Inquisitor in this chat. I also probably should switch to a different brush too. They call him Gene Stealer. No! I take back my genes. Actually, gene stealers are a... Okay, all things in 40k are terrifying. I think gene stealers are one of the more terrifying things in the 40k universe. They are the slow, insidious cancer that kind of grows underneath a hive city, waiting to then call upon their, in quotes, saviors to be fed upon. Gene stealers are the farmers, and we are the cattle. That's true. Not all the gene stealers make it out. That's the thing too. Some gene stealers do leave the planet to then go seed on other planets. It's a terrifying thing. Careful, I still might censor it myself. Depends on where it goes. I mean, isn't that what they do? They do go, like, seed other planets because they are farmers. They're starting to produce more crops. I'm also going to go to Discord to make sure you're, whoa, Clownfish posts an image. I just read what Ando said in Discord. I'd be more okay, like, for the kin one over biomass. I don't know. You guys do what you want, I guess, for chance and stuff like that. I guess I've been overreacting, honestly, just because was not expecting chat just go crazy for saying random words. Ugh, excuse me. I didn't think I was this tired, but I guess I am. What is the weirdest thing in 40k that people know about? Like, what sort of odd fact do people just kind of know about it? The Demunculapa, by far. I have not read that book. I probably should. I do know of it, and, like, what the gist of it is about. But is it really, like, the worst thing that has come out of 4K? I'd probably agree with it being one of the weirdest things. But I'll probably listen to it anyway at some point. Did I get everything on this guy? Sure, I'll give it a quick readout. For all members of Biomass, Biomass is being punished and put down by him. We must rally behind another SH post. I believe we should switch to For the Kin from the Voten. If you have any thoughts, please share them. Thank you. Like I said, you guys are willing to shout whatever you want. It's just then you guys start talking about, like, consuming other things. Ugh. What do I do with my brush? Oh, I put it in the paint water. Now, you guys shout whatever you want to shout, as long as it doesn't, like, break any of YouTube's guidelines or any of the streaming platforms' guidelines. You do what you want. I don't like the idea of being consumed in general, which is why I have such a not, like, fun thing about it. Ugh. Wow, I'm becoming Mr. Yawns. Why do you guys want to scream, like, biomass so much? Like, you just doing it because of a Tyranid thing? I feel like there'd be much different things you guys could just spam in chat when I'm gone. I think this is not gonna work as well as it did before. It's short, also bug silly. Yeah, fair enough. Just for Big Terry. I like Starfighters. I think 40k stuff is, like, fun to shout. For Big Terry would be funny as well. What about, like, Big Jim? Could you guys just shout Big Jim? I just throw a Big Jim because it's a dreadnought that you guys named. I know not all of you here, but chat did name the dreadnought fully. So it is something for you. It's a suggestion out there. Wow. Hey, Hal. How you doing? I hope you're doing well this evening. That's good to hear. That is good to hear. I hope things are going well with your game you're working on so far. God, this community is getting kind of weird. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that happens, How we all get into little slumps sometimes about our projects. It's okay to take a little bit of a break and then come back to it once you feel motivated to it. You can, because I turned comments on. Like, for a while I had comments turned off, but now they're turned on. I didn't even know I had comments off until, like, someone... what paint is that? Blue. This is the Stormfiend contrast paint. That is what I'm using. I like it. It's one of the... It's actually, like, the first... This is the first contrast paint I ever bought. I still have it. I don't use it that much. It works pretty well. It's kind of close to the... It's not a perfect color match for what I eventually want to do, but it works. Oh, excuse me. Jeez. I don't like how you guys are just scheming in the background. Okay. House said, so I'm thinking I will do things I have wanted but can't because you have a new friend that is into 40K in miniature games. Well, it's cool that you got a friend and all that stuff that's into it. Table, go get some rest. We will see you here in the future, maybe. I think I'm only going to be on here for like another half hour myself. Wow, that just flew on by. Why are you guys up so like late to catch my streams? I appreciate it, but I feel like you guys should be getting some sleep. I worry that, well, not that I personally worry about you guys' health, but I want to make sure you guys are, staying healthy and all that. Rest is very important. I think I'm putting on too much contrast for some of these parts. I do want to try. Maybe I'll buy some tomorrow. There is a speed paint I want to try using, but I'm like, I already have so many other paints. Is it really even worth buying more of a paint that I might not even get around to using quite yet? I've heard Necromunda's really fun. Haven't been able to play that yet, but I've heard that is a very fun. That's one of the better Warhammer tabletop games out there. And there are some really cool miniatures from Necromunda. Hey, Ando. Welcome back. Hope your conversation went well. Damn, I think I actually figured out how to get the contrast. Yeah, it was pretty early in the morning for table, so they had to go get some sleep. Two. Okay, there we go. I don't know those models. I'll have to look that up in a little bit how. I need some more water. I keep forgetting to take a drink. Okay. I think I kind of wish this was a little bit thinner, so it actually kind of pool, which I think is why I like Army Painter's speed paint a lot more, because it is that thinner consistency that will pool into the recesses better than the regular Citadel contrast. Okay, there's one more spot to hit there. And then I think for my sanity, I'm going to switch to a different paint just so I'm not going to go crazy too much with this particular color. I found that using a lot of contrast paint really fast works well for good contrast. I found that using a lot of contrast paint really fast works well for good contrast. Huh. And then housing. Sometimes I'm having to think about as if I should make minis for Inferno or not. How, if you want to make minis for your game, go and make minis for your game. If it's something you truly want to do and want to chase after, go chase after it. And then we'll just get in there a little bit. Okay. That is kind of what I'm dealing with. because I end up putting like a lot of contrast paint on in spots. And then it seems like the white primer doesn't really shine through at all. And it just gets darkened so much by the other paints. I mean, there is definitely a difference on the light to dark side. What other hurdles you're dealing with? Like, have you come up with a design and stuff? Or are you trying to find like a company to make them or find a way to make them? Because it just kind of sounds like you're finding some way not to do it, is what it feels like when it gets talked about a little bit. And there's a little bit right in there. Holy crap, is that all 5 Reavers? That is all 5 Reavers. I do have these guys. These guys are left. If I'm really this close with getting the blue done, I should just finish with the rest. These guys I will be dry brushing to go from there, but I think this will, yeah, we'll finish getting these their color. I mean, it's still, if you still want to make it for fun, then, you know, make it for fun. If you want to spend a lot of money on it, spend a lot of money on it. If you don't want to, you can find ways to do it cheaper. I think this might be one of those things where, like, it might be easier just to get some Warhammer models and a bunch of other bits from different games and just kit bash your own models together that way. You don't need to sit down and like design these whole new complex things. That is way too thin. Let's see if I can get... Okay, I think I got the helmet to be a bit better this time. Can you guys actually like see what I'm working on, or should I like zoom it in a little bit? Ando, you You want to consume Mouse for biomass. That's why you miss him. It is hard to see. Okay. Yeah, could I? I think if I had a proper border, I'd definitely zoom in a little bit more. Let's see if I can do anything different. Actually, I can't really make it any bigger without moving too much stuff around. That would be difficult. Maybe I should spend some time tomorrow trying to get it. I will admit, I'm tempted to go for 4 hours, but the other thing is, like, I'm also working tomorrow. I gotta get some sleep. I feel like it's gonna be one of those type of things. Oh, well, I mean both. I thought about, like, oh, should I push it to 4? I only cut the other one short because, one, I was tired after dealing with... I'm not going to say yes, and I'm not going to say no to that. Really depends on what you have out there for it and all that stuff. I think, like I said before, I got so much Warhammer stuff that I kind of want to focus getting done, that I don't think I'm going to switch to doing any other type of mini games at any time soon. Mouse is no biomass this time. Okay. Hey, if you think you'll get interest in stuff like that, go for it. Also, you're not good right now. Doesn't mean you can't improve. Like, hell, when I first started doing this, I was nowhere near good to where I am now. I mean, I'm not good on YouTube at all. I have a long way to go. But from where I started, it's a hell of a difference. It is a hell of a difference. So, there's plenty of resources and stuff out there to get into it and learn. I think we had someone in here earlier. I think their name is like Grim. I let them advertise their channel in here a little bit. Like, they're just starting out. They are doing Warhammer stuff and all that stuff. Well, then, you know, you can learn how to edit and stuff. Editing is not that difficult to do. Hello, Internal. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well this evening. You are, catching me realizing how much of a fool I was to try and do a really, really tight challenge of something like this. I think I'm not gonna make my week mark, and I'll go a little bit longer. I know that's the tough part. Whenever we get like new people and they come in like right as I'm like, wow, I get a whole bunch of new people coming in, and I stop streaming at 10 o'clock EST. Not that I'm going to plan on stopping right now at 10 EST. I want to get this guy finished up. It kind of is. It has been this week just because I've not been able to focus on it that much. Today's actually been the most I've been able to put any effort into the challenge, which was getting everything but one of the models primed. These guys I gotta actually repaint differently. And then this walker I'm gonna do with an airbrush. I am doing my own custom chapter. So I'm doing this for a crusade that I want to be a part of, or that might be happening at my local game store in February. So I am painting up 1,000 points for that. And it is kind of slow. Blood Angels are fun. We have a few Blood Angel fans here and all that stuff. I'm just going to quickly answer how they don't have to be these big elaborate animations. I tried doing animations once, and it was just a picture that moved up and down a couple times for videos with like music behind it. You can make it as hard or as difficult as you want. Like I said, it just sounds like you're putting more and more things in front of you just not to do it. Dante and the Segmenors look like a fun, in quote, easy, again, quotes, easy, thing to paint. It's really just like taking a Space Marine and painting it gold like this, which I'm going to try painting this guy in my chapter's color scheme to see how well it turns out. So non-metallic metals. That is a whole other hurdle. I've not done non-metallic metals before. That is probably the next step I should try to improve my skills, is with non-metallic metals. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Hal. But hey, every day is a new day, and it's a brand new day. And you can always make it be a better day than it was the previous. It all just takes taking that first step forward. a couple that I've seen for like non-metallic metals have looked better than metallic. I like metallic just for the fact of it's quicker. It's quicker, and I personally think it looks good. But it should be something I try doing just to improve myself. Because that's the main thing with this hobby, is that if you're not improving little by little on stuff, then you're just going to stagnate. And that's really with, like, I guess life in general. Night. Shame. Going to try and keep going little by little. The sunlight. No, it's alright. Hey, Rousey. It's been a bit. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, that is very true. There are a lot of tutorials and stuff out there. Hey, you can even... I think Blender's like a free thing you can use to try and do like 3D and animation, rendering, all that stuff. Okay, before I forget, I should probably boot over to this before it plays an ad. Okay, we're going to clean that off. Pause that. Not there. There. Cut that. And play. Bring that back. Go from there. Okay. You know, I actually use like MS Paint and just my video editor to like make images move up and down for my stuff. Oh yeah, how did you guys do during the winter storm, Razzie? Like, was it mostly ice where you guys were, or did you get like a bunch of snow? Because I know where I'm at, we got like 20 inches of snow. Fair bit of snow, but mainly lots of wind and bitter cold. Yeah, I feel that. We got up to like -2 up here. And, not fun to deal with the cold this time of year. The wind just adds so much more to it. That's good to hear. That is good to hear that your animals are okay. Actually, I should probably check on mine tomorrow. Or I should check on them again tomorrow. That is terrifying to hear that a squirrel froze to death like that. I'm gonna go until I get this guy covered in blue paint, but yeah. I might have to check that out myself. That is very true. We all start out as a novice, and we got to work our way up to becoming better. I agree with Ando. If it's like that early in the morning for you, and you got like school and other things like that, get some sleep, my guy. Oh. I don't think I like where that story's going. I knew it was going there. Yeah, that's sad to hear. And let's get that together. That is true, they do. How I do want to ask, have you like reached out about getting help for your stuff going on in life? Just like a general thing. Okay. As long as you've reached out and talked to people and kind of got your... Well, hopefully they're being supportive. And I also don't mean not just your family, just... yeah, I'm gonna let, like... I don't have, I think, the right answer to stuff to say for situations like this. If someone more skilled than me can handle it, I will let that be the case. I got that guy done. You still got a lot of life ahead of you there, Hal. Like, yeah, middle school is awkward. It is awkward. But life does get better. I know high school can be 50-50 for some people. It all depends on your school. I enjoyed my high school career. Once you get out of it and become an adult, life does get better. Okay. I think I do need to call it here, sadly. I feel bad for calling it here. Just because we're like in the middle of this conversation and all that. But it is 10:13 for me. And I need to get some sleep. I do feel bad. Don't. Yeah. I will leave the stream running a little bit longer to let anyone that needs to... Okay. Yeah. I'm going to just kind of cut it. You're all good. You're all good, man. Y'all get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day. It will be a better day. And most importantly, I want people to go out there, make or do something awesome. I know you will. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You will do something amazing in your life. It may not seem like it, but you will. So, with that all being said, good night, everybody.